To be at the front of the line at the San Francisco Apple Store, you had to camp out starting at 10:30 last night. And that's just what Max Ackerman did.
The iPad, and I was first.
He was the first in San Francisco, but there were lines at Apple stores around the country. This is the Palo Alto store, often referred to as the mothership, in part because it is near the home of Apple CEO Steve Jobs. Jobs delighted Apple fans by stopping by for a few minutes, a capstone to the much-hyped launch of the iPad, which has a starting price of $499.
So far, it's great.
Ram Moonkata bought a more expensive iPad that contains more memory. He sees it as a replacement for his laptop.
About 80% of what I think I use a laptop for, I could probably do with this.
So this is what you
But
find
technology analyst Rob Enderle says the iPad is more geared as an entertainment device.
for video, for books, for web stuff, but mostly on the entertainment side. If you're thinking about replacing your laptop with it, you're going to be very disappointed. The lack of a keyboard is going to start chewing you up, and the on-screen keyboard's pretty dismal.
Numbers vary, but Enderle says he's heard that Apple sold 500,000 iPads on pre-order alone. The interest is easy to see.
You know what you're going to be doing all weekend?
Within an hour of buying his iPad, Moonkata was giving demonstrations to strangers on the street.
Walking by, and I just strolled by and I sat down.
The iPad has been described by Steve Jobs as magical, and the praise by fans is boundless.
The iPad is going to change your life. It's going to change everybody's life. I'll show you some of my medical.
Critics have said the iPad is not a revolution, but simply an oversized iPod Touch.
It is a giant iPod or a giant iPhone. And what's bad about that?
Enderle says the iPad falls somewhere in between the criticism and praise, and that iPad is in a category of its own.
Unless you set the bar pretty high, which we often do with Apple products, I think it's already been a success.
Apple will not reveal how many iPads were sold today or on pre-order, and this opening day may not reflect the true demand for the product. Some customers are waiting for the iPad version that can connect to the internet via AT&T service instead of Wi-Fi only. That more expensive version of the iPad is expected at the end of the month. In San Francisco, Ken Pritchett, KTVU Channel 2 News.